Yo, 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 what's going on? Everybody, welcome in, welcome in. Sit on down, sit on down. You know who it is? It's your boy Victor Freeze. One more time back at y'all on a Friday night. Just trying to see what y'all getting into. You know, I don't like too much light, so I'm gonna put these hater blockers on real quick. But yeah, this gonna be a more efficient night than the last one, and each one's gonna get a little bit better. You know, um, I'm gonna be consistent with y'all. Y'all consistent with us. We got something real building here. This network is getting ready to be a powerhouse, and I appreciate everybody who's taking this first step with us, and you won't be forgotten. Let's say that. But with that out the way, um, let's get some music. How the hell I'm gonna do free music and I don't give out no music? Peace, the best in the world. Peace to knowledge and relationships. Peace to embrace the grace. My brother Smitty from Smitty's Corner, the Dragon, bringing up the Black Files. And last but never least, Mr. Best in the World, 84. We ain't bringing him up tonight, yo. We rocking Olo. You know what I mean? But let's get us some tunes going. Let's get us some tunes going. Shout out to Dex 99, my little brother. Got down the West Coast. Some guy like this. This is punk rock all the way through. Yeah, man, thank you a lot for the excitement for me. Yeah. So this kickback's gonna be a little bit different, have a little bit more structure. You know what I mean? Be fast and be late. I hope you be fast and be late with me next time. You understand? It's a kickback, boy. We ain't going to no interview, man. Tell me about time and punctuality, Nick. Do that on my day job, man. Just want to be in your own boss. You can't be 5 minutes late. 15 minutes early. Whatever you want to do. Like your own script. Had to get my resume in. Shout out to whoever wants to give me a sponsorship. You know what I mean? I think it's all natural, untampered with, pure unadulterated, from the earth type product. Take care of my skin and grow my beard. If you got something like that, yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run down the playlist for y'all. Run down a quick playlist for y'all. You get a kind of idea what today is going to be about. Alright? I ain't gonna give you everything, but I'm gonna give you a little teaser prep.
Michael Jordan haven't done anything great off the basketball court. Never gave us anything to honor off the basketball court about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan won't even talk to us. Michael Jordan isn't ours. He's Nike. He's Chicago Bulls. Black people hadn't given Michael Jordan nothing for to say he's ours.
You understand where we going today? We're not playing today. I'm getting serious. I don't want to talk about girls today. Females, ladies, women. I ain't trying to get nobody irritated and aggravated and go back and forth. We're going to make some progress today in this conversation. Watch this. Watch this. Turn the music down just a little bit. Y'all can hear me okay? Talk to me in the chat. Yeah. I know that's better. Shout out to Dex. Now, let's get into the content. If you got something kind of serious to talk about today.
Michael Jordan haven't done anything great off the basketball court. never gave us anything to honor off the basketball court about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan won't even talk to us. Michael Jordan isn't ours. He's Nike. He's Chicago Bulls. Black people hadn't given Michael Jordan nothing for to say he's ours.
See, people want to jump out the window when they see the messenger. But wise man once told me, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. Sun shines on the dog bed. That's the way it's saying. The sun shines on the good and the evil. Everything has a choice. And the fact of the matter is, the message isn't as important as the message. The message today, charity. In the South, we say it begins at home, spreads abroad. Something that you groom with, something that you brought up with, something that is ingrained in you from the beginning. Set up a child in the way you would have him to go, and he will not depart far from it. This is something that we must do in the beginning. Now, I'm going to drop the link because I don't want to talk about this by myself. This is a community problem. I didn't start this shit. And I don't do it by myself, so I ain't going to keep doing it by myself. Y'all going to come up here. Somebody going to talk to me today. Like, I mean, okay, let's talk about it. What's the comment? That's it. Hey, it ain't that hard, folks. Get your YouTube channel. StreamYard is free for the basic account. You can get up to 6 people. Only thing you really gotta pay for is storage. If you ain't in the game, that's your fault. Like all these folks trying to be dope boys and all of this. Now, nigga, you late. Dope is over. Coke is over. Weed is over. It's over. Look for a new profession. Nigga, that ain't even worth a 9 to 5, nigga. Now, I gotta do this the old way, you feel me? Y'all might not have seen me before. Y'all might not know me from these YouTube streets. I ain't from your hood, your part of town. You understand me? But I ain't come by myself. I did, but it's impossible for me to come by myself. There's some real people out here that recognize real, and it just gravitates to them. It's like a pull. And you could click on or scroll by. If you recognize something in that person, something that's in you, that's in them. In the word it says, where two come together in my name, I could be in his midst. I could be in their midst, in between them. If God is in us, all he needs is reflection, the power itself. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring up one of the key members of something, a building block, a cornerstone, a real one, verified, battle tested, ain't got no need to flex with. Keep the message. This is 100 watts.
What's happening? What it is.
What's up, buddy?
That was humbling. I appreciate that, my brother.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Listen. Flowers got to be on this side, man. I tell these people every day, man. They be acting like Like it's all over. Like, man, my world is crashing down in front of me. Nigga, it's niggas on this side of the grass and niggas on the other side of the grass, and that's it. Now you can start calling yourself a black man. You can start calling yourself a man before you black. You can start calling yourself American. You can call yourself whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. But first thing you gotta do is call on your God and say thank you for letting me stay on this side of the grass one more day till I figure it out. Remember we talking about them lilies in the field, and them birds. They don't worry about what they worry about. But we worried as a people. We always talking, trying to figure it out, knowing that we ain't got no motherfucking control. But what's inside of us? Control you. Start with you. Motherfucker can't get you right. How the fuck you gonna fix another motherfucker? Fix you, and you will do the world a favor, nigga. You'll stop being the problem. So with that said, brother, how you doing tonight? Talk to me.
What's interesting is listening to you talk. It reminds me of a conversation I had with my father last night. And part of the conversation, he was talking about, humans and their fears, the shit that we be scared of as humans, and how all of your fears are taught to you. He said that when a human is born, the only two things that a human fears is falling and loud noises. Everything that you fear after that is taught to you. That's some shit somebody teach you. I'm saying all that to say, to piggyback off of the point that you were making, that when you on this side of the grass, a lot of the shit that you're afraid of is some shit that's in your mind or some shit somebody told you. If you can understand that, then life becomes so much simpler. So much simpler.
Well, the perception is reality. As a man thinks it, so is he. You know what I mean? Whatever you think, you're right. You're right.
I think perception is the most fragile part of socializing. Perception is the most fragile part of interacting with other humans. Because someone's perception of, like, for example, how someone perceives you, what people think about you, Vic, the ideas that they have of you or the thought process they had when your name comes up, it's a certain way right now. But it might only take one person to say something ill of you for their perspective of you to change. The perception of people is just so fragile. It gets influenced by other people, by natural occurrences on Earth and all of this shit. Perspective is so fragile. So fucking fragile.
And if you could see how much your perceptions change as you go through life and you grow and you age, you get wisdom and you get experiences, then you should know that it's flexible. It's not a rigid thing. It's something that you can change. Probably the only thing you can change is how you see what's already going down. So speaking of what's already going down, by the way, y'all make sure y'all click the link. If y'all want to get into this StreamYard and talk about it, feel free to come up. But me and my Jeep 100 watt got this thing covered. If y'all ain't got nothing to say, put it in the chat. Yeah. So I'm gonna play this back one more time, and we're gonna make quick work of this one so we can get on schedule. We're gonna get all the way through these.
Michael Jordan haven't done anything great off the basketball court. Never gave us anything to honor off the basketball court about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan won't even talk to us. Michael Jordan isn't ours. He's Nike. He's Chicago Bulls. Black people hadn't given Michael Jordan nothing for to say he's ours.
So, question one. Should Americans, this ain't gonna be a black show, unless you want it to be. Should Americans refocus on voting with our wallet?
Should
Everyone always
Americans
talking about
revoke?
how important the vote is. That's the question, 100 Watt. How important is it that we vote with our wallet?
I think when it comes to voting, I think it's too simple. I mean, I think it's too complex to base your vote simply on your wallet. If that makes sense.
You gotta say that again.
I said, I think when it comes to voting, voting is too complex to make your vote simply about your wallet.
Elaborate.
So when it comes to voting, if you're only voting on financial policies, there are other policies that this same person that you're voting for will stand behind, i.e. Roe versus Wade, marijuana legalization. There's so many other things that a politician has control of. If you're only making your vote on your wallet, I think that's limiting what you're expecting from a governing power, if that makes sense.
I like that. I want to go into that. Peace to the brother Marcus Antonio Castillo.
Marcus.
Peace to you, brother. You want to come up? Be over here. So, what you saying, Watt, is that there's so many avenues. You're thinking maybe. Let me see if I can clarify this. When I say vote with your wallet, I mean specifically, if I go to Publix every day, and this particular Publix does not ever have hot fried chicken when I come in that motherfucker at dinner time, and I know that I didn't plan on cooking tonight, but ain't no chicken over there, and that shit look like ain't nobody finna start there either. And it's 7 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? So now I gotta make new dinner arrangements. And they done pissed me off for the last time, because I gave them an opportunity to make corrections. I didn't go raise Cain, but I did notify a member of management. They made no adjustment. Now I adjust with my wallet. I don't come in there and act the ass and say, y'all ain't gonna never get right, and tell them how to run their business. I show and I use my capitalistic mind in the way that a capitalistic society was intended to operate, and I take my business elsewhere. And that company, if I'm right, and this is not just me, and I'm not just delusional, and it's not my perception. You got somebody in the back. I'm coming to you shortly. But if it's not just me tripping, if you will, other people will have a similar idea. And if they already understand that voting with their wallet is our currency and our way of life, we won't have to have a meeting or a boycott or say we don't fuck with this particular company because they've made these advertisements that we disagree with. We just gonna stop buying that shit. Nobody had to tell me to stop drinking Bud Light. I love Bud Light, but I felt some type of way about that shit. And me and Kid Rock had something in common for them. You understand what I'm saying? And we could make that a reality without ever having a conversation. I'm gonna bring up.
Which?
a
Before
powerful.
you bring them up, I want to ask you. Before you bring
Network.
the person up, let me ask you one quick question before you bring this
So
person up. What do you think? And I'm speaking in terms of the extreme. In terms of the extreme, which do you think is more dangerous? Voting with your wallet or voting with your emotions?
you take the emotion out of it by voting with your wallet. So they are exact counter opposite. Voting with your emotion is like voting with your heart, and that's like betting with your heart because your vote determines how you eat. So I would never let my heart hunt for me. I would always want my brain to hunt for me.
Would you say that your gut feeling, your instincts? Would you say that your instincts is an emotion?
Instinct is an emotion. Peace, Marcus.
Yo. Shout out, salute. What up, Vic? 100.
Yeah.
Rolling. So we're just gonna run through these videos real quick. I'm gonna try to make this 2 hours on the nose, and we'll get as close to that as possible. So we're gonna keep it concise, but we're gonna get to the meat. But just know we moving. Now, the question 100 Watts is asked is instinct and emotion. Your emotions can be instinctual, but instincts are not emotions by design. There's something what they call it's like your mother tongue. It's animalistic. It's a word for that, but I forget what the word is at the moment. But that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's the essence of man. So that instinct can be trained. That instinct can be altered. You can be confident at one point, and now your instinct is to be fearful because of what happened to you that traumatized you, it reframes your instinct. So they're not rigid in that sense, but they're much harder to change than emotions. Marcus, you got to stay on the subject, good brother.
Yeah, talking about Hunter.
The original question is at the bottom, at the ticket.
Okay. Should Americans refocus on voting with our wallet? I believe that's the more logical way of thinking. If you want to come down to it, that's the more based when it comes to that, because people want to protect their income, people want to protect their homes, people want to protect the future they can possibly have with their kids or with their legacy, their families. People want to come into a country and, be able to stand on it, living here. So yeah, I believe for the most part, if we're going to break it down to just those two ways, I'm going to have to go with the wallet rather than the emotions or feelings of it.
Well, the idea comes from the clip that we watched, where Charleston White was calling out the black community for their support of Michael Jordan, who does not in any way, shape, or form support the black community. Now, after George Floyd and had such a terrible backlash, and people start putting the heat on his black ass too, he built a medical wing at some hospital in North Carolina, and that was a great PR move and took the heat off him for a little while. He said, "Oh well, I'm gonna give $10 million to support the cause," and he ended up saying that it would be $1 million over the next 10 years to these specific charities, and it really sounded like not only a PR move, but also a tax write-off. And it didn't impress me at all. Because
Oh, so the same shit the NFL did.
so I mean,
I'm glad you said that.
have you ever owned a pair of Jordans?
Have I ever owned a pair of Jordans? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I've owned a few,
I've never
couple.
owned a pair of Jordans. You said you had a couple, Marcus?
Second.
Yeah, I got a few. I had like Retro 3s. I had the Space Jams.
You got any right?
Right now, I don't. I have like Nike Under Armour basketball. Under Armour basketball shoes, and I got some other Nike ones.
Nah, yo, I don't think y'all understand what's going on in America right now, bro. I go to work with these little young motherfuckers, and they try to keep me young, you understand? And they be like, yo, you want some other shit. What you doing with an Android, yo? You'll never get no bitches with an Android. They already wrote you off as soon as you pull your phone out. I'm like, what? Hey, nigga, that's a high-tech fire shit. Like, nah, I don't think you understand. This branding has like been branded, and the fact that even if you're not getting killed for Jordans anymore, it's still such a large market. How can 14% of an economy produce almost the bulk of its production, of its consumption? They call it buying power. I call it spending wasteful. Other communities have buying power. They just ain't buying everything. And the shit that they buying is assets that pay them more money so they can trick off later. And their kids can trick off even more later. So I'm like, if we're not going to, the education gap has created a reason why we're behind, because we don't have the knowledge of what to safely invest in. Because there ain't no point in being no dummy talking about you investing just to go lose it all. Then what can bridge that gap? Well, at the very least, you could support your own community, your own businesses, so you didn't have to work for the people you claim oppression. The Chinese people, they made a whole like Dateline NBC thing about it, right? It's probably not Dateline, but something along those lines. And they was like, the population, the entire Asian population in America has been able to sustain itself strictly off of Chinese restaurants. Strictly. Never mind the hair stores and the nail salons or a convenience store here or there. Chinese restaurants. That employs the bulk of Asian Americans. Period. In your community, in their community, and they eat good. And it ain't no motherfucking dirty rice. You know what I'm saying? So, with that said, let's do this. Nick.
It ain't no reason in this world to be around people you don't fuck with at this time in the world. Somebody who don't fuck with you, you ain't got no business around them at this time in the world, man. You gotta realize, man, this is a wicked world, and the wicked people are winning. They not investigating murders and doing things like they probably did at one time in this country. Right now, they just videotaping murders because they got cameras set up all through the hood. They see everything. You got a private eye in your pocket. This is a private eye right here, man.
That's picking up everything.
Yeah. They know almost everything you do. It's just they pick and choose what they finna spend their money on because it costs money to fight a case.
Let's hear it, fellas. I got a question for you, but I want to hear what you think of what was said.
Spending time with people that don't fuck with you is a waste of time. What you gotta say, Marcus,
Yeah.
before I get to the question?
Spending
'Cause I'm gonna
too
know
much
questions.
time in the wrong room, having the wrong conversations with the wrong people.
Definitely. For sure.
Yeah, no,
100%.
Dead end
I
street.
agree.
Alright.
No, I
Let's hear
agree.
it,
I agree because like for me, right? I used to want to be around people that kind of slept on me or hated on me. I want to keep them close, like keep your friends close, your enemies closer. But then I realized I'm like, I don't need to waste my energy using that energy to keep them around me. If I know where you stand, at least I know where you stand. At least I see how you move. So it's all how you want to take it, I guess, and interpret it. However, you know, that energy when you're around that kind of vibe of people, it kind of starts, whatever you feed into it'll grow, and you yourself may become a hater. You yourself may become negative. You yourself may become this person that either you doubt yourself or doubt others or hate on others. So you know, yeah, I just, like I said, I keep my personal life, I keep my group of friends small. At some point they end up becoming like family, the ones I really rock with. They need help, they need someone to talk to, they really honestly want to grow and build something. I'll probably want to be around those people more often. But those other ones, the guys that all they want to do is see when you're on your down, and they're glad to see you like you're falling. They're glad that they see you like keep fumbling, keep falling down. Like those people, get away from those people. Don't be around them, because they're gonna capitalize on your mistakes. It's like someone at work, right? Someone at work that hates on you, the one that you messed up, they want to throw you under the bus, and they probably want to take your spot. Or even if it's like a sports team, you're playing sports, that one hater that wants to take your spot, and they're glad that it's like, hey, they get to rise on that shit. So hell no, I don't want to be around them. Keep them away from me. I'll stay away, you stay away.
So, would you say, compared to yourself 5 years ago, are you still rocking with the same people, or has your circle changed a lot?
Yeah, no. So far it's been, I kept this kind of attitude for the last 7 years or so. So it's helped me out. So even back then, you know, my group, yeah, so far has went for the most part stayed small. That hasn't changed. My ideology, my thought way of thinking hasn't changed. So even family, to be honest, family, I've slimmed down my family relatives. Not everybody in your family is gonna be that person you think is for you. Even your blood will sometimes screw you over worse than the people you call friends.
Lord, it ain't the people you choose, but
oh yeah.
What you say about that thing? What?
I think you know, the cliches like misery loves company, like shit like that is proof on how much energy gets spent on negative. You know, like we know on social media, we know here on YouTube that all of the clicks come from beef and drama and bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And like Marcus was talking about, like it's a certain level of energy that gets changed whenever you're around that. When you're around motherfuckers that do nothing but beef all day, you're gonna turn into that. It's a certain level of you that's gonna just become aggressive about pretty much everything. Me personally, in my life, my father was in the army, so we did a lot of moving around. So for me, it was never hard for me to just find a new group of friends. Like, all right, I guess I don't fuck with these people no more, and find somebody else to fuck with. Like, that's never really been a problem for me. And now at this stage of my life, my circle is super small, like super small.
if you have my phone, like anybody that has my phone number, it is if you have my phone number, either I fuck with you or we work at the same job. Those are really the only two ways to have my phone number at this point. Is if I fuck with you or we work at the same job. Because I have no need for real to be. For what? For why? I don't find the need in it. Over socialization is over. Like, people are operating in the stream sometimes, trying to over socialize, just feeling the need to insert yourself all the time, everywhere. That shit, you hurting yourself by doing that, in my personal opinion.
I mean, I had to feel you when you said the only people got your phone number is people you fuck with and the people at work. That's it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like my family. I'm at a. I'm fighting a losing battle. My family's so big, and there's so many people that I care about. Unlike a lot of people's families, so I've come to learn in my adult age, it's not necessarily close knit like my family's close knit. You know what I'm saying? For my family to be as big as it is, and for everybody to fuck with each other on the level we get down for each other. Listen, when we come to the family reunion, it be 300 deep, and everybody don't be there. And when everybody wearing them same color shirts, that thing look intimidating when it start moving around. You understand what I'm saying? And let you bump. Don't let it be one of them ladies. Oh Lord, it look like Killer Bees and Swarmed on me. So that's how I feel about my family. So for me to sit there, I got a phone full of numbers of people that love me to death, brother. Go to war and die for me, give me their kidney, all that shit. But I can't keep up with their daily, day to day. That's a unsurmountable task for me. So realistically, you know, I have to create a system where I manage what is most pertinent to me in my what they had that commercial from, the Charles Barkley and them. Who's in your five? Remember that? And like,
the cell phone commercial.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that T-Mobile.
That's an old school commercial.
Yeah, that's a throwback joint. But the whole point is the 5 people you spend the most time in conversation with, you have an average of their income. Period. Fuck what y'all talking about, money or not. Because those are the people you rocking with the most. Those are the people you sharing ideas with the most. If they ain't got no money, they ain't gonna tell you about no fucking money. They might tell you about some prospects that they was thinking about could work, and you probably gonna shrug that shit off if you don't trust that no more than you trust what you got going on. But if you see a motherfucker already moving and all he got to do is slide you a little bit closer or give you a little piece of game, say, oh, nigga, just drop this application in like this, and like I tell you, just do what I tell you to do. That nigga's valuable to you. And then if you could add something to him that his money can't buy, then that's a fair exchange. That's a good network. That's you actually adding intrinsic value. It's not nepotism. That ain't the homeboy love. That's straight up you being of value and service to somebody's network. And if your network ain't built that way, LeBron got lucky. The friends he chose at a young age just so happened to grow into capable men who didn't have serious issues to the point where it distracted them from reaching their potential. Now, I'm sure there was a glue guy. I can't say who that was in that unit, but somebody made sure that everybody got to do what they had to do. And I think that's critical. What's the point of the chair without the legs? You understand? So if you got one leg, you got to be a mighty strong ass leg. You know what I mean? Asking a lot of yourself.
We gotta be strong and position well.
You said do what?
I said if it's a chair with one leg, it has to be strong and positioned well.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest power in the universe is time. When they want to punish you, what they give you? Time. When they want to reward you, what they give you? What you think gonna happen when everybody in this living room pass away? Time is gonna keep going on. Whitney Houston's dead, Michael's dead, Prince is dead. Time went on. When this earth, you could blow this earth out the universe. Time won't keep ticking. It's like the Lord. It's infinite. It don't stop. I've never seen the clock do this, then stop and do this. Never seen it. So when we go to his kingdom, I think the Lord gonna ask you, what the fuck did you do with the time I gave you on this planet? Did you help or did you hurt? So do something productive. When you're in the gym, be doing something productive with your time. When you on my set, if you ain't got no words, be doing something.
What is time?
Tell me what a lie is. Tell me what a lie is. Everything he said is completely valid.
What grade do you give yourself in time management? A through F.
A C. A
Marcus?
C.
I give myself about a B. You can do better.
I give myself a D. Because it could be so much better. It could be so much better. I'll be doing a whole lot, but if it was more organized, it'll be more effective. So I ain't lazy in the least means, but I can be ineffective at times while still being busy. So I'm working that game now. I'm probably more like a C something. You know what I'm saying? But I want to give myself some room to improve. Dramatically.
Right.
Oh shit, we got somebody in the back. Hold on. Shit just got real.
Hold on. I'm not even ready yet. Hold on.
Oh my bad, yo.
I'm gonna just mute myself.
Yeah. No, I honestly give myself B, maybe a B minus, because I think and life gives you a handful of choices that can change your life. And I think there was like one or two instances in my life where I think I fucked up pretty bad. Without going that much deep into detail, I just think one of them was like a situation that skyrocketed into a negative domino effect in my life. And I wish I would have changed that. Another thing too was a certain career choice I could have jumped on, especially getting out of the service at the time. So, you know, and then clearly maybe another family choice where maybe it could have kept the family together more. From my parents' side, I think maybe sometimes if I would have done better, been more inclusive, for lack of a better word. I know some things are out of my control. That was the issue with me when I was younger, is thinking we have so much control of certain things when certain things are not in your control, except for your own individual choice. So yeah, I'll end it there.
I gave myself a C because I know that there is a lot of improvement that needs to be done, but I think it would be disrespectful to myself to step on the progress, my personal progress that I've made in the last 12 months. Just in terms of the career decisions I've made,
the financial advancements that's provided me, living space. Just in terms of the improvements I've been able to make over the last 12 months, I think it'd be disrespectful to not acknowledge that and see how those steps are the things that needed to be put in place in order for me to get to those levels that I'm actually trying to achieve to.
That's a big guy, yo. Y'all niggas is alright. For sure. I can see that, you know, some very there's a word
Very
for it,
deep.
right?
Very deep.
I'm gonna get better at digging for these words, you know. Shout out to Chef. He was here. He be all over these definitions. You know how to catch these words up and digging for. But people who turn their thoughts inward, there's a lot of people who waste a lot of time thinking about everything.
Introspective.
That's the word I'm digging for. And introspective people seem to be a lot more efficient at growth because they spend so much time considering where they may be wrong. Those are the people you have to say, get out of your own head. You know what I mean? Because you can't take it too far. However, you know, I enjoy who can self-reflect. Peace and listen to the best in the world. Welcome to the panel, brother. You just kicking back. You know how we get down. You got going.
Yes, sir. I love the
Mr.
music.
Best?
I love the feel. Hey, this is Nighthawk kind of vibe. You know what I mean? You know, we got the OG up here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Chef. The Nighthawk vibe, man. You know how I felt about the Nighthawks. You already know. That's the only place I shed tears on. Y'all know that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, I really shed tears on that mug. Because y'all brothers y'all was incredible, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all still are. Yeah, man. But we here, man. You know what I'm saying? What's the build today? What we building?
Somebody text Chef. The goddamn the deal. Yeah, so the build is this. What grade do you give yourself in time management? It's right there at the bottom.
You said time management? I would say time management, I give myself a B. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really on top of things. But I know sometimes I be letting things slip, yo. Especially when it comes to like getting on them sticks, getting on the 2K, or watching the game. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. You already know, Watts. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just slip a little bit, but it's a human side. Like I gotta have my downtime. Like I can't always be on. And if I'm always trying to be on, then I'm gonna be off. You know what I'm saying? Like, truth be told, so like I gotta like balance myself out like a lot, man. Like, and it's hard, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll see a phone call, or I'll see a text message, and I'm going to respond like right then and there, and I'm like, you know what? Nah, you gotta chill. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? So, but for the most part, I'm on top of it. Like, y'all know if y'all hit me up, I'm super quick. Like, I'm like, like it's just fast. You know what I mean? And then, because I hate to make people wait, because I hate waiting. Like, I really don't like waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Especially if it's something that's of importance, or I asked you and you say you're gonna do something. Like, if you say, yo, I'm gonna do it, then I'm like, all right, I'm looking at the watch. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the clock. Like, hey, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't tell me like the time, then I'm definitely looking at the watch. For real. But yeah.
So I want everybody to give themselves a thought. If time is the most precious commodity that we have. Time and health. I think you could put health and time in the same level. I don't think anybody would want to trade one for the other. What if someone froze your time?
Someone froze my time?
Don't be scared of little mama. He is on to the field.
Leave the little nigga alone. Yeah. I remember your first day here. You were just like that little motherfucker. Tall, pretty, black drink of water. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go up in your ass, but I didn't.
Yo.
So you returned the favor.
The fuck y'all doing?
That kind of time freeze.
Well, buddy.
Did you hear what he
I'm gonna
actually said
pass
to
on
the man?
that.
Did you hear what he said to the man?
Mm-hmm.
I had serious
This was
considerations
exactly
of
him.
violating when I first saw you, and I spared you. Spare him. Spare your brother.
This is a very plausible moment right here. It's a very plausible moment.
Oh, no. I thought about blood in, blood out. I thought of lockdown. I thought of like
Hey,
pause
look,
moment.
you get that pinky placa.
For real. For real. I was like, man. Then lockdown, and I was like, no, like Master P, all that stuff.
There's a widespread fear of men talking about being violated by another man. It's the worst thing you could ever bring up in conversation. The thought of it is just like the thought of just kicking the ball. I'd rather take than kicking the ball. So
Definitely up there.
with that said, I didn't hear a lot of pushback. It's not this
Pushback
subject
to
is
what,
not this subject is not that subject. This subject is about when you have nothing, you still have something. How do you feel about the intangible? How do you feel about courtesy, respect, mercy, forgiveness, the things that money can't buy? How important are those to y'all?
Those are more important to me than anything that you can buy.
Yeah, that's true. Anything physical, at least.
Yeah, anything physical, anything tangible, those have a defleeting value. It's the stuff that you can't see that has the increase, the lasting value. That's why people have the thought process like you do, Vic, and read the Bible. You can't touch what those words mean. You have to believe that. You have to know that that is what it is. And those intangibles, as long as you can believe those things and they actually are what is being presented to you, then that's more important than any car, house, anything you can buy.
Think that. What you say about that, Marcus?
Yeah, when it comes to removing the physical stuff, which is things you can buy with money that do deplete, as Hunter Watts said. When it comes to your belief, your faith, your hope, dignity, self-respect, honor, courage, integrity, stuff like that, that's going to depend on the individual. So some will hold that to a higher standard than being bought off, the whole good cop, bad cop. Who's going to be the real good cop? Who's going to be the bad cop? Who's going to be the good judge and the corrupt judge? So, yeah. And if you're a man of faith and your principles, nothing can break you. That's I feel like that man right there will move mountains, and be a good leader and a solid person.
Beth.
I mean, I would say as far as like the time, like I think time is the one thing that separates man from God, because God controls time. You know what I mean? He's the very essence of time, and whoever controls time is essentially on God level. You know what I mean? Because you dictate when and where things happen and how you want them to happen. You know what I'm saying? So because we don't control time, we don't have that God vibe. You feel what I'm saying? We are less vibrational, and so I think once you control time, you know how to control other things as well. You know what I'm saying? It kind of goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? It kind of gives you, it's like a superpower that gives you a superpower. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I can go along with that in a very metaphorical way. Speaking of mercy, because I find mercy to be the thing that makes me charitable, the thing that shows my true heart, and to be merciful, even in the face of offense. That takes a different level of manhood, different level of maturity, different level of vision. You have to have foresight. A man without foresight cannot, he's always playing checkers. If we all on the chessboard, guess what? He's taking people. He peace trader. He's a peace trader. He can't let you get one. Not a word, not a joke, not a step on shoe, not a shoulder bump, not a check, not a eye squint, not a look too long, not a I thought you was looking at my girl ass. None of that. No F. He got something he got to prove to himself before he get in front of anybody. And he can't prove it to himself without the validation of others. So a man who can transcend that mind state, very youthful, is a man on another plane.
I seen him having mercy. He's a big guy. He's a very large guy, and what I seen a man having mercy, because only the strong can show compassion for the weak. I seen them trying to throw punches at him.
Yeah.
And he didn't throw not one punch.
Yeah.
So that's a level of restraint and compassion that most of us don't have as men toward our own people. So I never seen him throw one punch. And I know he gets attacked a lot out there.
Yeah.
We go say he funny dressing, we go say he arrogant, but he does a lot for them kids.
Do y'all know who he's talking about?
The jersey you're wearing.
Cam Newton got in a little scuffle. Ain't no need for us to play the video. Nothing to write home about. Big nigga, little nigga.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up, bro, because I've been trying to get this shit off my chest earlier.
So, with that said, let's do this. What did y'all think? Let's go to Mr. Bay. Go to Marcus, then what? What did y'all think about that altercation of what you know of? Have you heard Cam Newton's response?
Nah, I seen that Cam responded, but I didn't see the response yet. I definitely want to see the response. I think the biggest thing is, he was trying to step in and stop altercation from happening, and it just kind of went haywire. But it does show like kind of a lack of gratitude from the youth when it comes to somebody who is a public figure who's actually coming to support, your community, coming to support a cause. You feel what I'm saying? And he don't have to do that. You know what I mean?
For the
Yes,
record,
sir.
those was grown ass men that jumped on him.
Oh, was it kids?
Don't let it get it off. What? And we go.
Was it kids? I thought it was teenagers.
No, those was grown ass men.
That's how big Cam Newton is.
Those were former coaches.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
He know them personally. Yeah, that part. But at the end of the day, those is grown men. They just look that small compared to Cam Newton.
Oh dang. Okay. Well, even more like that's just even more like it's even more crazier now that I know it was grown men. I mean, it was crazier that I thought it was kids, but childlike, that's kind of childlike behavior I kind of expect. You know what I mean? Especially from today's youth, but you know what I mean? But from a grown man doing that, yeah, that's just disgraceful, man. I mean, if it was me and I was him, I might would have probably swung back, possibly. Just depends, but he showed restraint because he knew that he could possibly seriously harm them or kind of, if he hit them at the wrong place, they may not be here today. That facts be told. That dude ain't nothing to play with. You know what I mean? I done seen him, dang their stiff arm 300-pound linebackers like it was nothing. So yeah, he ain't nothing to sniff at. So yeah.
Man, Qual's taking shots.
Go ahead,
Yeah, man, listen, when I first saw that, I agree with everything Mr. Best was saying. The fact that I seen that, right, and he's taking the time out of the day to host that camp and do all that. This is a guy that's coming from the highest elite level, played in the biggest stage of them all, won an MVP, led a national championship, has accolades on top of accolades. So let's not forget that some people don't respect Cam for whatever reason, just because he may not have had the most Patrick Mahomes-esque or Tom Brady career, but he still had a career that not even a 1% of the world can say. And even the ones that make it, he wasn't a second or third stringer. He knows what he's talking about. He's out there. These coaches, when we're out there in these 7-on-7s or wherever type of league it was, there's going to be some type of shit talking. Anybody who knows, that's been around there, that's been coaching, that's played, it's going to happen. Sometimes the tension might rise, but it's shit talking. And unfortunately nowadays, now you got these grown ass men, because it's sad, because he looks like a giant compared to these guys. He held restraint. There was a sucker punch that they threw at him more than once, and he still held restraint. So there's that lack of respect. The lack of respect that I know some people might say, hey, the way he talks, the way he maybe acts arrogant, or who cares? Who cares? He's clearly doing something right, because the haters are watching him, and the people support him are watching him. All right? So, and you're going to one of his events that he helps fund and host, and you're mad because either he said something that might have hurt your feelings, or maybe you lost to him or whatever, or maybe he had a squad that you were, that probably ran up your squad. That's it. You're going to get mad and you're going to swing. It's kind of like that scene in World War Z when the zombies are climbing that wall. I kind of got that vibe. They were trying to climb that wall and trying to get on him, and they couldn't do it. And he still held restraint. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. And like the fact that this grown-ass man acting like worse than the kids.
So you put it all on the men who were fighting Cam?
I'm not going to say that I'm going to put it 100% on them, but still, it's like Cam is damned if he do, he's damned if he doesn't. Joy Taylor said it perfectly, right? And I may or may not have a crush on Joy Taylor. I might be biased for her, right? Shout out to Joy Taylor, right? Shout out to Joy Taylor. But she got it right, she got it right. Like, it's like, listen, they're out there. He's taking the time out of his day. Those aren't his kids. He doesn't have to, but he's going to. Like Mr. Best said, and I said it before too. Like the other day, I was talking to one of my coworkers about it. He's like, "Look, these kids are like swinging at Cam and stuff, trying to jump him and shit. What kind of shit is that?" I was like, "Yeah, bro. Well, you know, what can I say? It's the day and age now where people want to record and flip their phone and not act and do something right. Some people are saying, like, where are these kids' parents at? Those are the parents. Well, those are some grown-ass adults. Like, where's the security at? What the hell?
Hey, that's real shit. Hey.
I was like, throw the damn towel. I was like, Rocky IV, like, throw the damn towel already.
Well, you wasn't expecting me security at a kid's football camp.
Nowadays, but you don't know though. Like the thing is, like, not like you don't even know it could be a shooting or some kind of stuff. You don't even know.
Football is high testosterone, high temper.
Yeah.
All the time. Fights happen all the time. So it's not actually out of the question. Cam has been known to chirp back. Not so much first, but always back. And his arrogant personality does seem to provoke some people to get slick with him, especially upcoming youth with their young, disrespectful asses who talk to grown folks like they're on the same level. But because grown folks play with them like that and do not create a divide, they dress like them, talk like them, listen to the same music, do the same dances. Why the fuck should they show you any specific type of respect, nigga? My elders wasn't doing all the shit that I was doing ever, nigga. And if they was, nigga, I wasn't close enough to see. They told me to get the fuck out their face because they understand there was a difference between me and them. They didn't need me to be on what they was on. But as far as how they play it, they really kind of blurring the lines between kids and adults. That's why kids in high school can get an NIL deal. They really blurring the lines all the way through. And I think it's best if you hear from Cam say.
The distractions are out there. And it's not the ones that you see, it's the ones that you don't see. And nobody sees a bad opportunity coming, they just see it going. It could have went so many different ways. And I'm not about to sit up there and stand like, bruh, my fault wasn't it. I'm like, no, that shit ain't cool, bro. That shit ain't cool. I know them personally, and they know me. I don't think they've seen that side of me ever. I don't think a lot of people ever did. And that's what I'm so disappointed in myself, because you should never see that side. That was 4th and 1 Cam, where it was forgiven. Like that's where it's a time and a place for everything.
That was Boogie, that wasn't Cam.
Yeah, that wasn't that. Yeah. And I'm not about to sit up there and say standing on business. Like, nah, bro. Like, I see it now.
Going back to you, what?
The mercy that you were talking about, I think that applied because he knows them. In this particular situation, I think if there were 3 random grown ass men that jumped on him, somebody probably would have got knocked the fuck out. But because
GTS,
because mercy gets we're very selective on when you give that. When you give grace, when you give mercy, we're very selective on when we give that. And 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be more likely to give that to someone you know versus a random person on the street. I think me personally, in my life, I've worked on controlling my emotions and all these other kinds of things, because I think people need grace across the board. Because you never know what kind of crazy motherfucker you run into having a crazy fucking day, and what they will, like, you never know. You could be arguing with somebody in line at Walmart, and that be the moment that they say, you know what, fuck it, I'm tired of this shit. Boom. And then they blow up. You never know. So I think that as a whole, we need to get better with applying grace and mercy in our everyday life for everyday people, because you never fucking know.
Say about that, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that does overall, in hindsight, 2020, that's always the best route. Unfortunately, You know, it is like you go out to a bar or a club, you don't know a guy, he's gonna come at you a crazy way. You know, I've seen when people get slept. You know, I've seen, you know, when the Timbs come out, when you're wearing the Timbs at night, you know, just in case you're prepared, in case if it goes bad. That's what happens. Listen, that was the younger me would have probably done some stuff where, hey, I have to defend myself, but did I have to escalate it? You know, did I have to escalate it? No. Did I have to go on with it? No. Sometimes it's just like a fight or flight thing and react. It's like us as humans, bro. Like we said earlier, testosterone, the tension, the aggression, adrenaline. You're watching your back against your wall. You're trying to make sure no one's a booty bandit. Like you played that clip earlier.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh. You know, that clip you played earlier, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, I get that too. But it's just, it's hard to gamble nowadays. You don't know if a person's going to stop when you want to hold them down and say, hey, enough is enough. They're going to keep going. Is it going to be overkill? You know, it's tough.
I mean, that's why, like in many situations, you have to be able to know that this isn't the time or the place. At a bar might not be the time or the place, because if you hit one dude in the mouth, who's to say that the man next to him don't got a gun on him?
Yep.
That's where that mercy comes in. If you, like Vic was saying earlier, like we all have a choice. In those instances, you have to be able to make the choice to separate yourself rather than escalate it. I mean, it's always easier said than done. Of course, it's always easier said than done. There are many situations that people can bring up and be like, well, what if, or what happens if, or what would you do if? Like, it's always easier said than done. Just the general idea of understanding that even when some bullshit come your way, you need to separate instead of instigate.
Yeah.
Best in the world.
Bet. What's going on?
What's on you, good brother?
Man, I think that sometimes, you know, that's why it's hard for us to really tell those who have made it to just come back to the hood sometimes. They be like, hey, come back, get back, you know, do something nice. And it's like, when they do that, sometimes it's the results they get. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of them do want to come back and they do want to do something positive, but if they're doing that, we can't now attack these people who are trying to be a benefit or to help. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is, man.
Read that question at the bottom.
Should you stand down? I think you should so-called stand on your business or who you are at all times, right? So I think that should be something at all times. I don't think it's a stand down thing. It's just the fact of at times some people are not going to understand, you know what I mean, what your views or what your insights are. So you may not understand, like, okay, this is the mission that I'm on. These are the things that I want to set forth and do. This is my passion, right? So ideally, what we want to do or what we want to stand on and what we want to proclaim, right? What we want to put out there. You know what I mean? Sometimes in order to stand on, sometimes to stand on it means like you're gonna have opposition. And when we have opposition, you know what I mean, based on ideals or principles or morals, will you still stand on what you said? You know? But that's literally, you know, a choice that, you know what I'm saying, that has to be made by you. Like, you have to make that choice and you want to take the consequences no matter what. So as long as you're able to do that, then you're good. As long as you want to fall on your sword for what you believe in, I ain't got no problem with it. So yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Cam really made me proud in this case. There's situations where we all have to stand down, and our deep credentials, no matter how much we may think, you have to understand that they are not in question. Those people that can be in question if you actually sacrifice yourself, knowing you the king on the board. You sacrifice time. We might sacrifice the power people, but we understand that if we lose the king, the game is over. And all the rest of these people who fought for us and our survival and our ultimate goal died for nothing if we fail. They sacrificed for nothing if we fail. All their blood, sweat, and tears is for nothing if we fail. So to play a fool's game and run a fool's errand for the sake of our lives and not having pride in the ancestors who stood up and suffered so you can speak out loud instead of whispering under your breath that you a man. And you can put your chest out and your head up and sit on this white man internet and say whatever the fuck you want. And if a nigga come get you, you didn't have to do that. You understand what I'm saying? But you got all right to say your piece. And for the people who went out their way from your parents and on up to make sure that you made it here, anybody who ensures your survival, you owe it to them. Cam Newton has 8 children. I thought Nick Cannon was out there doing this thing. He said he wants, 6 more? He got a whole nother plan that everybody ain't privy to. That mercy was not for them fellas. That mercy says he's on his last legs with a woman who will stand by him under those circumstances that he can actually trust that ain't necessarily there for his money. Who helped him after he lost trust. You understand? That's why he was even in a position to mentally be there to restrain himself from some ungrateful, crusty niggas who got the nerve enough to swing on a nigga 6'5", 260. Like, you stupid, I could literally kill you on accident, on TV, in front of my family and yours. And just the position you're going to put me in with these kids here, when I gave you an opportunity, what kind of crusty ass, bum ass niggas is y'all? And yeah, my head is custom, nigga, so it don't fall off when I fight. Okay? Respect to that one of A-Town's finest, representing the cat too. You understand me? Alright? Now we got about one more video and then we're gonna peace to my brother Brian Eric coming through. And peace to my sister Quantum Love. Appreciate you coming through. We got one more video, I believe, that we're gonna breach. We'll see where this goes.
And all that other shit is to control you. If the churches took half the money that they was making and gave it back to the community, we'd be all right. If they take half the buildings that they use to praise God and gave it to motherfuckers who need God, we'd be all right. We'd be all right. Have you seen some of these goddamn churches lately? It's ones that take up the whole block in New York. It's homeless people out here. Why ain't God letting them stay there? Why these niggas got gold ceilings and shit? Why God need gold ceilings to talk to me?
Fair question. Fair question.
Yeah.
So, that said, the question on the floor, is the church to blame for the homeless problem in America? That's the world.
while he coming back, I'll say, damn, to blame that shit on the church, that sound kind of wild. I don't know if I'm riding with that one. Maybe because I'm a bootstrapper and I'm one of them get it out the mud type of thinking motherfuckers. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Maybe because I've been in a shelter around other homeless people and watched them be lazy and be satisfied with the fact that they can make $100 standing on a corner begging for money. So to blame that on the church, I don't know if I'm riding with that one.
What is the church's responsibility if it's not for the deaf, blind, crippled, and sighted?
I mean, their responsibility is no greater than what the government's responsibility would be. If anybody is more responsible for the homeless problem, it would be the government, because the government is responsible for putting certain policies in place that lead people to end up in certain positions to end up being homeless. They're more responsible for that than the church.
Government give them disability. Government give them crazy check. Government give them Medicaid.
So
food stamps.
What are they supposed to do? What is it like? What is the realistically? What is the church? Say that again.
Who let you in my house?
Oh shit!
Suck your hair like this.
That's not nice.
Peace. Miss Polly, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Coolin', just a kickback. We ain't doing nothing but chilling, talking about some real shit. There's boys up here, but this ain't boys topic. So, the question on the floor is at the picture at the bottom. Okay. So, we're not necessarily going in any particular order, but 100 Watts is just speaking his piece. So, whoever want to speak on this topic, go ahead.
100 Watts, you still wanted to finish, or you got more?
Yeah, no. To end it, I'm just saying I don't see what their responsibility, what the church's responsibility to homeless would be. I don't see what their responsibility would be.
So what is the church's actual responsibility to? Because they take in money every week, sometimes all week. And
I would say
the government 501c3.
I would say that they're more responsible to their congregation than the homeless. If you know you got somebody, I would say that they're more responsible to the congregation than they are to the homeless. If they know that they have someone in their congregation that's struggling, I would think they're more inclined to help this person than the homeless. That's not to say that's what they're doing. Not to say that that's what they're doing, but that's what I would say again.
What is the church's responsibility in society? Take it off the homeless for a second. What do these niggas owe? They so goddamn raking a lot of paper in. I don't give a fuck.
I'm the wrong.
You pimping, nigga, you owe something. Nigga, buy these kids some motherfucking ice cream, some book bags, something.
I don't disagree with you. I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't want to say anything crazy. I'm the wrong person to ask. I battle with the reasoning for church to begin with. To put it simply.
Who else got something to say?
I'm gonna go real quick. I just, for me, I think what maybe Tupac was trying to say, maybe in my interpretation, I could be wrong, but I think it's the capitalism behind the church and the people that kind of run it. Maybe that's what he's alluding to more, and clearly that's what it was showing. Like why the gold ceilings to have to praise God? You don't need all that, and you don't need this whole huge. It looks more like worshiping the place itself rather than God Himself and the money that it goes to. Can you help out the homeless and lend a hand? Absolutely. that says help thy neighbor and love thy neighbor and be merciful and all the other good stuff. But we also understand that some of these homeless people choose to be homeless. They choose to go into bad habits. They choose to live a path that maybe not be the best and the most healthiest and conducive and the most productive. You know, there's some homeless that do decide to do that kind of stuff and they get the results that they get. Then there's the other ones that bad things and unfortunate things did happen to them. However, is the church 100% to blame for it? No. They may have a fraction of maybe the issue of the blame, but government holds its hands. The church may be a partial of it, and you know, other things, and people need to self-reflect too. So it's not just a one thing. It's a formula. It's all different components.
What you say about it, Miss Polly? What you doing tonight? You just kicking it?
Like in this moment, or
in life?
Just the vibe. We just checking on everybody's vibe when you come in.
Yeah, no, I just got off work.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I got off work and.
What you think about what we talking about?
I'm trying not to talk too much about church stuff. So.
No, go ahead, speak your piece.
So there's some topics that you talk.
Don't worry, you don't have to be politically correct.
Nah. Wait. Now, the alphabet community, I understand because they open and active. You understand what I'm saying? But you scared you talk about the church? Is what you saying? Are you saying that you retribution, or you just don't want to touch that subject because it's personal?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that there's some conversations that you don't have with everybody, and when you're on the internet,
somebody talk to that PR
open
agent.
access to everybody. It's open access to everyone, so it's different. But I mean, if you're just talking about in general, is the church responsible for taking care of everyone who's in their down and low times? No. No. No.
You done made them get up.
Well, I'm sorry. Get up.
Go get the book on y'all. Gotta go get the book on y'all ass.
Why? See, look, there you go. See? You don't gotta get the book. You said my personal opinion. I gave that. So the book ain't gonna help you do nothing.
Okay. Well, you gotta understand the church is governed by the book. The church ain't governed by our personal feelings or the government laws. The church operates under their own guidances, even some that are given by the government that allows them to make their own rules. So
even those that are ruled, even those that are operating by capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
That is not capitalism. That is socialism. Inside of the church, you understand? So maybe even communism or something. So that's what I'm saying. The military doesn't operate like that. The church don't operate like that. These entities do not operate as a capitalist society. The only thing that operates is our corporation. So, and then we tell them that they can't have a monopoly because it's unfair, and the government will tell you how that should go if you get too big.
It's too much money flowing in both of those examples you get. It's way too much money flowing in both of those examples you
I was gonna say, like, didn't Jesus flip the table when they were trying to sell outside the church or in the church or something like that? In the Bible? If I'm not mistaken.
That's the money thing. Like niggas playing the numbers and shit like that.
It's called desecrating the church, right?
I mean, it's just some things that don't belong inside the church. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't,
right?
If you were a sinner, you wouldn't bring your sin in with you. If you was a pimp, you wouldn't bring your hoes in they working clothes to the church door. Right. You understand? Everybody understands.
But they can show up in modest clothes, right? They can be saved if they want to change.
absolutely they can come, but just that
okay.
as far thing is relative.
All right, I got you.
Shit.
So basically, like, leave the glitter and the nylon and the straps at home. I got you.
All right, so wow.
I'm not even gonna participate in this.
Hey, this ain't that kind of kickback, all right?
I got you.
I'm gonna bring somebody up. Now, before I bring you up, I need you to understand what we're not doing is running from the question. Now, people.
Wait. You said you're going through questions. How long are we gonna be on this question? I want to know how long we're gonna be on this question.
Well, you happen to be coming toward by the end of this thing.
She did a close up.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I just changed the thing, y'all. I apologize. I know I gotta fix my. I'm always fixing it after I should have done it before. That's my fault.
What's going on, homie?
What up? What's up, everybody? Blessings. Shalom.
What up, Baltimore?
What up, son? Cuba stop.
Muy bien.
You see the ticket. You see the ticket at the bottom. That's a question on the floor.
Is the church to blame for the homeless problem in America? No, I wouldn't put that entirely on the church. I think it's a collective.
You say it's a collective of what?
Collectively of not just the church, but the government too, the person, the system. So no, I wouldn't put it all on the church.
Sir.
Okay.
Vic, where do you stand on the question?
I'll say this. Because to operate in the world of the church, to hold the church accountable in any way, shape, or form, you cannot bring secular laws and thought processes to the church to try to get them to conform. Because they're going to bring the Bible every time and tell you how that shit don't apply. So, were you not supposed to treat your neighbor as yourself?
Say that again.
Victor, do you have control of the? Do you have the control of the media?
So what you got? The music too loud?
Yeah, you should turn it down.
Yeah, break it up.
Can you turn your volume a little up, Vic? That's just because your voice.
I think the background's so loud, and then you're.
How about that?
Yeah.
You did the Cash Me Outside vibe.
Can you hear me better, Marcus?
Yeah,
you sound better.
Okay, what's up? That's what the thing is for, you know what I'm saying? Now, what
you could probably even turn down a little more, sir. You could probably even turn down a little.
I got test my radio, okay? All right. Now, the Bible says to treat your neighbor as yourself, right? Isn't that one of the major tenets? Even if you didn't know anything about the Bible, that you would know about your neighbor, do on to others as you would have them do on to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if that's the case, and then you have something they call tithing. Tithing was not always to be 100% for the priest. The tithing was for the storehouses. You understand what I'm saying? Tithing was never supposed to be money. Money was, you were only supposed to change your tithing to money if you were traveling. you didn't want to say bring 10 sheep and 12 oxen across the country to the priest, you would sell them, take your money over there, and then buy it back when you got to where you were going, and then present your tithe for whatever that exchange rate was. So at the end of the day, there was supposed to be a storehouse at the church. That's why they say fill your storehouses, so that the needy, the widow, the lame, all those who could not do for themselves would have a place to come. That is the church's responsibility.
I like how you said the key word, sir, which is cannot do for themselves. That's the key word you're saying.
Yes, but also understand this: if you were farming, the outside row of all of your fields were reserved for all the passers-by, including the home. You do not shoot a man for touching the outside row of your crop. Whatever grow on the outside, he can take. That is how you tithe from your property and of your harvest. That first row is for your neighbor. Though that is already supposed to be something that the church has: land and property, and produce, storehouses. That's what all this fucking money's supposed to be for. And then the priests who live there can get to enjoy the fruits of that, so that they don't have to worry about having a job, not to have private jets and lights and stages that spin. So that's why I attribute that. When a church can close its doors, when it has the ability to house thousands of people inside of a national catastrophe, and it doesn't because it don't want y'all in there, then its purpose has ceased.
Can a person of the church, the person who's giving their tithes of the church, after they give their tithes, they can spend their money on anything they want, right?
10% period to be given.
No, I'm saying after they give their 10%, they can spend their money on anything they want, correct?
The other 90%? Are you saying the person who's actually doing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. After the priest gives his 10%, where does it say that he only supposed to spend the money on something else?
It was the money. It was never supposed to be money.
No. I'm saying when the Levites give their 10%, where is it written that they can take the other 90% and they have to do what the church or what you just suggest? They're not supposed to do this. They're not supposed to do that. Where is it written in that?
If you want to ask for the specific verse that I was just paraphrasing, you have to give me some time on that.
It's done. It's not anything. After the priest gives his 10%, he can spend his money on anything that he wants, just like the people of the church.
Well, what you're referring to is as if the priest was being paid a stipend or something of that nature.
The priest doesn't. The priest was not allowed.
This is like two popes all over again.
The priest was not allowed to take anything when it comes to an inheritance, like the congregation or the people. He's not. But he's supposed to get his money from the people who gives 10%.
Where is that?
He gives his 10%.
Where's that, Vaughn?
That's in Leviticus, and it's in Leviticus. And it should
hold on before he continues, right? Can I ask Vaughn one question?
Mm-hmm.
Were you there?
Yes.
Bullshit.
Leviticus what?
I don't know the exact, but if you go in Leviticus and type in the Levites' responsibility after their 10%, there's nothing written in there that they're supposed to do anything as far as not do this, not do that. Like
I'm saying, what you're referring to is that when I get my check, just like everybody else, I give my 10% to the church, and then I take my no niggas. These niggas is holding the whole purse for the church.
Who is holding
that
the
money
whole
is
purse?
supposed to be in the storehouse. It's
Who-
not
who
like
is holding that?
well, 90% of this money goes to the church's storehouse, and 10% of that goes to me. And now I take my 10%, throw it in there, and I do with the rest I want with my 90% of my 10% that I took. No, that's not what's happening. They're taking the entire purse, treasury of the church and making all the decisions and making them personal.
No. Who is doing that? Would you suggest? Who is doing that?
The majority of churches.
Are you saying that you looked at majority of the church accounting books?
What are you talking about, bro? That's how they design.
No. It's
Clearly,
not. My brother,
this guy's like a lawyer. He's like a lawyer online.
I used to do accounting books for churches. You're making a positive claim, but you do not have evidence. You know that's against the word of God. So you're making a positive claim, like you seen all the churches' accounting books to say that they're doing things that's not right.
Have you been in all women's bedrooms?
No, that's why we're not making a claim what women are doing in their bedroom.
I'm saying that you don't have to say all exclusively, and it's not an actual sin to lie on somebody if you're not talking about somebody specific. So I'm not trying to get into like a religious back and forth.
No, but you just said it's not a religious battle. You just said the churches, most of the churches that you just said that it's not doing right as far as what you're saying, the money wise. So that means since you made that positive claim, you have evidence to show. Do you have evidence, or did you see all the accounting books of what you suggest the churches is not doing?
Let's go with your logic. Let's say I didn't see shit. Now what's the point?
You shouldn't make that claim like that.
So what's the point that you're making though? You're trying to disprove my claim.
I'm not disproving anything.
All you've done yet is just try to dispute what I'm saying. So
I'm trying to get to the facts of what you're saying. You're sitting up there making a claim. That's just like all of us on this panel. And I'm saying everybody on this panel is doing something in the past, but I don't have no evidence.
I'm saying by design, by a corporation, they have bylaws, they have boards. Well, you said, have you ever been in every corporation and looked at their bylaws? No, I don't need to, my nigga. That's the structure of a business in America most times, with slight variations from this one to that one. There are some that are complete outliers that do not exist inside of that continuing, and they do shit don't fly, let it fly. But there's enough that we should need to be speaking about. Once you ask Tupac that same question, what do you think Tupac and half of America feel the same exact way that I do? You think we're talking out the top of our ass, or this is our personal experience? Or these churches not giving anything back out, which they were directed to. So even if you said the homeless aren't the people who should be the recipients of the money and the efforts of the church, where is the evidence of the church helping anybody outside of its members per se, or even its members without this? I mean, a couple $100 on somebody's light bill, maybe, but I ain't never heard nobody brag on the church hold them down and did too much for them. Now I've seen plenty of churches. I've seen plenty of churches. Some exceptional churches. I don't want to shit on all churches, but I've seen more bad churches that fit this protocol than I have seen the others, which I have seen some that are very active in their community and are a shining example of what you're supposed to do with that money. So I have seen both sides of the pail. So this is not
it just goes back to the flock though, right? It goes back to how the flock and the people that believe in God and how they want to move and take the words literal to actually abide by them, as opposed to, let's say a TV evangelist. We know who they are. They come on TV a lot for money. Because one thing is to worship God, and there's no to worship the man, which you're not supposed to if we're going by the scripture. So there's a lot of, I'm not gonna say there's a lot, but there's a few that stand out more than others. And like when you hear the whole, hey, I'll sell you this tree root from Israel for $49.99 plus shipping and handling, or some type of oil water for this amount of money. That's capitalistic in a way, right? You would agree, Vaughn?
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
But what if it works though? What if it works?
Yeah, I know. It could work, right? But at the end of the day, in Jesus, from what I would remember in the book, he would just do it to help people, not because he wanted to get some financial gain in return.
And then
let me use an example. Right? I'm glad I came in at this point.
But hold on, Mr. Best, if I could add a little note though. But if that money is going to go to other people to help them, then I'm all for that too.
Okay, for those who know me, you guys know that I like to give back and I like to help people, right? You guys kind of much know that, right? But let's say in that, right, I have a bad habit. Let's say I just like to drink too much, right? Man, I'm a drunkard. It's bad. You know what I mean? I drink so much that like I'm wasting money. I'm losing money. Bills ain't getting paid. You know what I mean? Like it's affecting my life badly. You know what I'm saying? Does that take away from my greatness? Does it take away from me being great and doing things for people and helping people out? You know what I'm saying? Because no matter who we deal with, whether it's somebody who's in the church, outside the church, they're going to come with something. There's going to be a level of baggage that you have to deal with, right? And if we look at a great leader, right? You could take any great leader. You can name anyone. Name anyone you want to go through, whether religious, political, or social, right? You name any one of them, they're going to have pros and cons. Nobody is going to fit the mold completely. Unless it's Miss Polly, because Miss Polly's perfect, and I'm only messing with her. But no. It's only a joke, Miss Polly. But no.
Damn, way to humble her.
Yeah, I know, right? No, but the thing is that we all know that everybody's gonna come with their own something. So these churches may be actually helping certain people, right? Like I know, like there's a church movement I know that I know advocates for some really bad stuff. Things involving children, things involving people getting money taken away from them, things involving all types of things that people need to be thrown in jail for right now. And guess what? I know people that I call family that go to this place. Do I completely understand why? No. I don't understand why. I cannot see why somebody would go to an organization or an establishment that is allowing these behaviors to happen, right? But they still go. They go every Sunday and every whatever other days they got, right? Because that's what helps them. That's what keeps them faithful. You know what I'm saying? Because even in that organization, there are people in there that actually, are trying to do the right thing, right? You know what I mean? They are trying to follow, the word of God. But I get what Vaughn is saying. I get what Vic is saying. Like, not everybody in there is bad, but also my thing is that if the head of the snake is off, then I don't want nothing to do with it. That's just me. But that's just my criteria on it. So, anybody can do what they want. But yeah.
Vaughn, me and you can follow up. Matter of fact, that's why I built this play out like this as far as a kickback, because I don't want us to be cornered in and saying we got to cover all of this in one conversation. So when we come back next Friday, show up and we'll crank it right back up right here, and then we'll go on with the show. You understand what I'm saying? And then I'll have the specific scriptures that you're looking for. Now, if you just want something to go with, I'm going to give you something for right now. And then what we'll do is we'll watch this last clip so we can make our final thought. And then we'll double back on this conversation. So this is Isaiah 58:7. Share your food with everyone who is hungry. Share your home with the poor and the homeless. Give clothes to those in need. Don't turn away your relatives. Proverbs 19 and 17. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deeds. James 1 and 27. Pure is the religion and undefiled before God. The Father is this, to the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Hold on, one more. Oh, Luke 14 and 12. But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. 14, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you. Be blessed. This is how it's set up. This is the entire constitution of the Bible. I don't need a specific scripture. It's through the whole thing. Do you think the man that is supposed to have the law at his lips, the Levitical law, would be someone who would turn away the homeless when that is the entire constitution of the Bible? He would use his last 10% and open his doors and feed his last meal to the homeless man.
You say he would feed that his last meal?
Come on, man. You want to play with my words, or you want to feel my point?
You said last meal.
Come on, man. Feel my point, though, man. We men in here.
No, I'm trying. I didn't quite hear what you said. You said
no. What I'm getting at is that last sentence ain't the point to get hung up on. The whole thing that I was saying before that is the point, which is the entire Bible specifically says to take care of everybody like they you. Treat niggas like they you. How you want to be treated, that's how you supposed to treat people.
Okay, so
the church is not exclusive from that.
Okay, and people do that. People do that. People that don't even go to church does that.
I agree.
Okay, so
we're talking about what the church is responsible for.
So the church is not just a building. It's what's around you. So, but it's people that who we will say doesn't know Christ as we do as a person that does go to church, but yet they do what you just suggest.
You know what? I feel you on that, and I think somebody else do too.
And if I know I got $3,000 in my pocket, I feel like it's wrong to give that person a quarter or $1. It's wrong. Only you know what you got in your pocket, and that's wrong. No matter what they do, if they take it and drink it, they take it and drink it. But I mean, you understand? And we all know how hard it is, and it's not about if you good or you bad. So since it's not about if you good or you bad, we know that because he don't mean he was bad, or don't mean he's a criminal, or don't mean he's crazy, or a drug addict, or none of that. It just means he don't got. And ain't it bad that you got 30? I mean, can you imagine somebody having $32 million? $32 million, and this person has nothing, and you can sleep. You can still go to the movies and then these are the type of people that get humanitarian awards. Millionaires. How can they be humanitarians? By the fact that they millionaires and there's so many poor people shows how unhumane they are.
Now, Vaughn, you first. Define the Tupac.
Respond to Tupac? Oh. Well, okay. Solomon was a very rich man. And it was poor people. It was poor people and people that was homeless when Solomon was very wealthy. Was considered the wealthiest king on earth. But yet it was poor people. Who made him wealthy? God did. Not just in material, but in spirit. So yes, God, remember, someone who's a millionaire but yet gives their 10%, like Cat Williams said, when he goes into a city and when he goes to work as far as doing the show, whatever he makes, he gives his 10%. He's a millionaire, a multi-millionaire. So he says, so should Cat give up all his money? Also, let's go in the Bible with Jesus. What happened when the woman was oiling his feet and oiling his body? And what did Judas say? Why is she giving that and doing that with that expensive oil? He said, leave her alone. There will always be poor people. He didn't say stop. Give it to the poor.
Who did that? Who did those words come from?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, I want to make sure. Oh, I knew that. I know who you said that, but I just want to make sure you. I don't know. You said Judas or Jesus. My bad.
Judas said she should not do that. That should be used to give to the poor. Christ said, leave her. She is preparing me for my death. There will always be poor people. So what are you saying? Jesus Christ wrong?
First of all, I'm gonna fact check you on that.
Yeah, go ahead, pull it up.
But here's the point. Yes, there will always be poor people, but there will always be godly men exalted with the intent of helping those people. So you understand the balance. God is balanced. He don't believe in a false balance. You understand what I'm saying? He's always going to put in contingencies. He's always going to create the positive to go with the negative. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have been uplifted, what he told the rich man, go sell all your shit, then come back. Because it's harder for a rich man to pass through the eye of heaven than it is for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle. Like, listen to what I'm saying. Do you know how small the eye of a needle is and how big a camel is? He's saying it's not going to happen. If your riches is in material things, then you are already a poor person.
That's true, but that was because look where the rich man's heart was. Now we must watch what we're saying. Abraham was rich. Jacob was rich. Isaac was rich. All these people that I'm getting ready to break down was wealthy. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was wealthy. And where they at? They are in heaven. But they was rich. But it's their heart, where their heart was. It's a difference of where the rich man's heart was and where Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's heart was. It's a difference. That's what we have to make sure we teach, and make sure when we teach our brothers and sisters to understand. Because what we're saying is, don't be, I can't tell my brother, don't be wealthy. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were wealthy.
I don't want you. See, okay, Vaughn, check this out, right? What I don't want to do is to go back and forth for the sake of going back and forth. We might as well talk about relationships. But what I'm trying to do is build. So we don't do the gotcha thing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not trying to gotcha.
I'm listen what I'm telling you. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm saying that I want to avoid that.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's not the energy I'm coming with.
Oh, okay.
So at the end of the day, what you saying is true. We don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that there should be Pop was rich.
Right.
So are you saying that somehow he is a hypocrite?
No, I'm saying Pac was wealthy and Pac did give to homeless. Bob Marley was wealthy. Matter of fact, one of his songs, he gave 25% to a homeless shelter. His masters, of that master, he gave the homeless shelter 25%. So every time that song is played, this homeless shelter, that he willed that masters to get paid. So yes, I'm just saying it's two different things that what we're talking about. When you brought up the rich man, I cannot deny that, but we almost must look at the rich man's heart. Or we also must take into account Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were wealthy. You just said Pac was wealthy. Bob Marley was wealthy. But look within their heart. Look what they did. Even though they was wealthy, look what they was within their heart. And I think that's important for people to understand and recognize. That's all.
You said, look what they were in their heart.
Yes.
So let's look at the actual work, right? Because a man's heart can be a lot of things, and it can change with the wind.
Right.
So
in the Apocrypha, Abraham made sure that he had food and everything out when people came past. He made sure that was out in the
I don't want it to be like you know, you going back. I'm telling you, like, I agree with you. That's not a point that we have to even harp on, that rich people can be philanthropists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What Pac is saying is, how can you sleep comfortably knowing that you don't even think like that?
Oh, you talk about a person that's in their heart, though, right? You said a rich person that has a heart like the rich ruler, right? That goes to bed and not thinking about other people that is homeless or is not less unfortunate, and within their heart they don't care or not doing anything about it. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I'm not sure what you were getting at, but the ultimate message that he's putting out is the same message that he's putting out about the church. It's don't get so caught up in stacking up your coins to the point that you forget about the people around you, and now your house becomes your prison.
Right. Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you.
Anybody else got something they want to speak on about the subject?
I don't think so.
No, yeah, I got.
I know you do, Vaughn. I know you do.
Marcus, you grew up in Catholic, right?
Originally, yeah, I was Catholic, and we converted to Christianity.
What does the Catholic Church has in place for the homeless?
Say it again. Repeat that.
What did the Catholic Church have in place when it came to the homeless?
I don't really remember, but we left the faith when I was a young kid.
Oh, okay.
You care to enlighten? Do you know?
Do I know?
Yeah.
Well, when they first, years ago, they had soup kitchens set up.
Oh, I remember. Okay, now that you brought that up, I do remember the soup kitchens being mentioned. I just never really, did a lot of that kind of stuff.
A lot of those soup kitchens that they did have set up, a lot of them was closed down. But I know years ago, when I was young, they had soup kitchens throughout America set up, but not just Catholic churches. They had you got the Muslims. Matter of fact, let's be honest, you had the the Black Panthers. You had Deacons of Defense. You had many organizations that did help the homeless, fed the homeless, and actually clothed them and had shelters set up for them to sleep in, especially when it got cold.
Right.
And many of them are still set up. Many of them are still set up today. But I see your point, Victor, when it comes to why they have it set up. Do they have it set up because they get money back because they are 510c3? So are they doing it to get the money back? Or are they actually doing it because it's the righteous thing to do it when it comes to following the word of God?
Well, see, if they were actually doing what they were supposed to be doing, what they're called to do, and I'll bring those scriptures for you next time. it wouldn't really matter to the people that it was affecting. You understand what I'm saying? If the pastor is cheating on his wife, but he's telling you to be faithful, and what he says causes you to be a faithful man, his words have not fallen on deaf ears. They haven't gone unaffected. They're not ineffective because he is a living contradiction. You see what I'm saying? So the church could easily be corrupt. However, if they were doing their job, it would still be just as effective. The structure is built solid that way.
It's like a drug addict telling you don't do drugs, even though they may be doing, but they tell you don't do drugs, and you follow that advice from a drug addict. You know.
What are you talking about, Mike?
No, I'm saying kind of like the logic. It's like if a drug addict is telling you, hey, don't do drugs, but they keep getting high because it'll, it could affect you if you don't listen to that advice. Of course, you're going to stop doing, or you're not going to want to do drugs. You're not going to want to get high because you're seeing what that person's going through. An addict, you see them kind of destroy their life or hurt themselves and hurt the people around them. So it's kind of like a testament in a way to not go down that path. People gamble. I know people who gambled their life savings and their houses and their mortgages and stuff, and the wife divorces them. Kids can't look at them the same. They're in debt. Loan sharks come over. So, I get your point. I just think, I just wanted to ask Vaughn, what was the point of bringing up the soup kitchen thing?
Well, I brought it up because to see that in our churches, not just Catholic, and not just Christian churches, you still got the Muslims, you still got, Jewish temples that does it. But I know Catholic was one of the spearheaded ones, especially as when we was young, having a lot of soup kitchens. But other churches did too. You had Baptist churches, Methodist, Pentecostal, Holiness. And then they went into dinners. That used to get me upset when they used to feed, and then the next week they try to sell the dinners. I'm like, so that used to trip me out when they did that. But yeah, I used to see.
Let's do this. Hey, what did you have some closing thoughts on this subject?
No, I mean, I'm listening. Like I said, I'm not the person to, be able to apply much to church because I didn't really go much as a kid. I don't go much as an adult, so I don't really have much to add to it.
Okay,
to be honest.
That's not necessarily the world you come from. So, okay,
yeah.
I understand why you were abstaining. That said, everybody, go ahead. If you have a channel, go ahead and shout out your channel. Send out your salute, and we're gonna get ready for next week. Go ahead, what?
What's happening? What it is? I go by the name of 100 Watts. I love those that love me. If you already fuck with me, cool. If you don't, you will soon. Y'all be easy until next time.
Get that new high score. Yeah, and then what? I'll go real quick, Vic. Appreciate you having me up. It's a great conversation. Great questions, interesting questions. I like going down this, interesting topics. And I appreciate the clips too, breaking it down more. You can catch me, Jay Takashi, and Wally. We're gonna be doing a whole weekly drop media over there coming soon. I know Jay Takashi said it's going. Yeah, I know we've been on a hiatus for a while. We've just been kind of taking it slow. Vaughn, some things aren't built in a day, right? Rome was not built in a day, Vaughn. I know you want us to go fast paced like Baltimore, even though they fumbled the ball at the end zone. It is what it is. But you can't just do that right now. Listen, I'm a Ravens fan too, all right? But right now I gotta just, flowers don't get no flowers right now. But listen, hold on. Easy there. I know, Vaughn. You good. You're safe. You're in a safe space. But like Jay Takashi's gonna be going live tomorrow on Jay Takashi's channel. Wally World. We're gonna be going collabing soon. stay tuned. Other than that, just go support Vic Freeze Music, support 100 Watts, Finesse Visions. Hopefully they come back, make a comeback too. Von Erich, stay being that guy that is like the lawyer, legal representation. He's like the press police, he's the guy that controls all the notions whenever the conversation is going to happen. If you got someone that wants to give you pushback, hire Von Erich, because he will definitely give you that pushback. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, just appreciate you. For real. Other than that, man, just thank you for having me. Just stay tuned. Hit the like, share, notification bell, subscribe, all that.
That is just disrespectful.
Quentin Harris, appreciate you hanging out with us, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
It's been a
Marcus coming up. I'm gonna pull you down. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Chat with y'all fellas, man. It's been good. 100 Watt, my man Marcus, Victor, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'd be blessed to be in front of y'all and talk to y'all and talk with y'all again. Thanks for sharing y'all information, y'all knowledge, and y'all wisdom. And it's been an honor. Marcus, that's disrespectful. You didn't have to bring Baltimore up. You didn't have to bring no football notion up, but you did. So, but that's how the Latinos is, though. They always got.
I said I'm a Ravens fan. All right, I gotta criticize my own team.
Gotta be breaking that up, but I got you. But no, it's good, man. I'm glad to hear from you and see you again too, Marcus. I'm gonna be over there too with you and Takashi. It's good to see y'all and hear y'all coming back.
If you're gonna start that bullshit though, I'm not gonna let you up though.
I know. But
no, I'm just kidding, bro.
but good topic, Victor. I'm glad that you doing these spiritual topics and things like that. And I'll be praying for you, and blessed be upon you for having the courage and the strength to come up with these different topics and share these different conversations so we all can share information and unify one another and bring us out these heavy trials and tribulations and burdens that the world brings on us. So much love and respect.
And shout out to Cam Newton too.
Yeah, and Hunter Watt, hope to hear from you, brother, and your channel whenever. And I will be over there to support you whenever you have something going on. I've heard you in the past, and you got much wisdom, brother, and keep that up too. It's good that you share your wisdom and your information. And much love to you, my brother.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Humbling.
Yes, sir. Richard Sherman.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull you brothers down. I'm gonna say my final words, and then we out. Appreciate y'all coming up, man. We definitely gonna do this next Friday. Y'all show up. I'll just drop your email or something in the back chat if you want to get a direct link, and we'll do it like that. I appreciate y'all. What? My God. Come on. Peace, Bond. With that said, this is another episode of Kickback with Vic. Appreciate y'all coming through. The music's always free. We're going to get some of these licenses cleared, and I'm going to have some real ill music for y'all, for real. But until then, I appreciate everybody attending, coming through, sharing their ideas, getting in the chat. I want some more people, some more interaction coming up. If it's not your subject, not your topic, feel free to just say the chat. You know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, the last thing I want to say is please excuse me. I was a little unprepared for that question, Vaughn Thursday, and that's okay, because the way the kickback works is we're going to double right back on it next Friday. Y'all be here. I'm going to have those answers, and we're going to turn up one more time, and guess what? Ladies, you won't try. Y'all want to wear what y'all want to wear? Be ready. Have all your excuses lined up. and I'm be ready to chop them on down next week. So y'all come with y'all excuses about why y'all dressing like y'all sex workers and want respect. All right. And that said, I appreciate y'all, and we're gonna send you out on one clip, and then we're gonna have that main Best in the World logo run out. I appreciate you.
We cannot be black and proud and niggas too. White folks are planning for 3 generations, and we're planning for Saturday night. The goal for us is to win, not to look like we're winning. I would rather carry a plastic bag with $5,000 in it than to carry a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag with $100 in it. You just looking like you winning. You ain't winning. Louis Vuitton is winning, Nike's winning, Armani is winning, Gucci's winning. It is interesting to me that the rich stay rich by pretending to be poor, and the poor stay poor by pretending to be rich. And if we do not fix this level of financial illiteracy, lots of reasons why we are at the bottom of every single economic statistic that matters.